Martin Luther King Jr., the dreamer who changed the world without lifting a fist. He didn't carry a weapon. He didn't hold political office, but he shook a nation and woke it up. Martin Luther King Jr. was one of the most powerful leaders in American history, not because he shouted the loudest or had the most authority, but because he had something rare: conviction with love, truth with courage, a dream with action. If you're a young person today wondering whether one voice, one vision, or one life can still make a difference, Martin Luther King Jr. gives you the answer, loud and clear. Who was Martin Luther King Jr.? Born in 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia, King grew up under segregation. He watched his father, also a pastor, stand up against injustice. He read scripture and studied the lives of leaders like Mahatma Gandhi and believed that faith, truth, and non-violence could do what hate could never do. At just 26 years old, he became the face of the Montgomery bus boycott after Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to give up her seat to a white passenger. From there, King helped ignite a movement that would reshape the soul of America. He led marches, gave speeches, was arrested, attacked, threatened, and through it all, he held firm to his belief that love is stronger than hate and light is stronger than darkness. On August 28, 1963, he stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial and delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech to over 250,000 people. 5 years later, he was assassinated. But his words, his vision, and his legacy live on. What can you learn from Martin Luther King Jr.? Dr. King didn't just dream of a better world, he showed us how to build one. His life is a roadmap for young people who want to lead with purpose, confront injustice, and live with impact. Here's how to take his example and make it your own. Lead with love, not hate. King never said, "Be silent." He never said, "Don't rock the boat." But he did say that how we fight matters just as much as what we fight for. He said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." In a world full of rage, division, and blame, be different. Be someone who speaks truth with compassion. Be someone who calls out evil without becoming it. That's the power King unleashed, and it still works today. Be peaceful, but never passive. Dr. King believed in nonviolence, but he was never weak. He believed in turning the other cheek, but also turning systems upside down. He didn't avoid confrontation, he just chose a higher path. He said, "Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter." Silence is safe, but it changes nothing. Real leadership requires risk. It means showing up when it's uncomfortable. It means marching when it's easier to sit. It means speaking when your voice shakes. Never mistake kindness for passivity. Be bold and peaceful. Turn your pain into purpose. King faced constant threats, betrayal, jail time, and relentless pressure. But he never let suffering define him. He let it refine him. He said, "Unearned suffering is redemptive." In other words, even the pain you didn't deserve can become fuel for something greater, if you let it. You will face trials. You will feel discouraged. But don't let that break you. Let it shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more compassionate than before. Your pain can give you power, the power to lift others. Have a dream and live it daily. Dr. King's dream wasn't just about equality, it was about dignity. He believed every person was made in the image of God and deserved to be treated with honor. But that dream didn't happen by itself. It took strategy, sacrifice, and persistence. He said, "Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase." So don't just dream big, work big, build something, fight for something, Live like your life has weight, because it does. You were made to bring light into dark places, so start stepping. Why this matters today. We live in a time where it's easy to be cynical, easy to divide, easy to quit. But Martin Luther King Jr. calls you to something higher. He calls you to be a peacemaker, not a bystander, a bridge builder, not a wall builder, a truth speaker, not a crowd follower. He proved that one person, armed with faith, courage, and love, could help heal a nation. So what are you waiting for? Stand up, speak out, march forward. Be like King.